Welcome to another show of Practically Political. I'm Dave Spencer.
And I'm Carrie Sheffield. Let's get right to it, Dave. So I just want to ask you, we just had this week, the Washington Post did a takedown of the conservative woman who runs the social media account called Libs of TikTok. All this account does is simply show the world what the hard left is doing and saying in their own words. Now, the Washington Post article describes this conservative woman as a, quote, powerful Orthodox Jew who is shaping the media. I think this is perpetuating a long-held anti-Semitic trope about Jews controlling the media. And despite anti-Semitic attacks at record levels, the Washington Post editors thought it was a good idea to identify this Orthodox Jew and provide her full name, even though she was writing under a pseudonym without disclosing her name. And then they also gave her past workplace physical address. I mean, this is truly disgusting. This is part of why conservatives are so upset at the media. How can the Washington Post continue to claim any sort of moral authority when they do terrible things like this?
Well, I will say a few things. First of all, whenever I hear people, and the great thing about this site is that all it does is just show clips of people speaking, right? So when people get angry, it reminds you, it's like, I hate my mirror. My mirror is wrong. It's reflecting incorrectly. So there's no ambiguity in what is being said. So let's clarify that. Secondly, though, these are more what people are saying, not what they're doing, which is a huge difference between liberals and conservatives. You know, liberals talk about all this terrible stuff that they want to do, and how bad everything is, and complaining about woke culture. But it's not the Democrats that are making it harder to vote. It's not the Democrats that are giving state legislatures the power to overturn elections. It's not Democrats that are throwing democracy under the bus. So I think that's a very important distinction. But getting back to your point, I will say, and I'm always a little curious too by this thing about how liberals, yes, there are anti-Semites in all types, all walks of life, okay? And it's a terrible thing, and I don't condone it, but Jewish people, by and large, particularly tend to vote more Democratic than Republicans. So I think there are certainly more anti-Semitic Republicans than there are anti-Semitic Democrats. But having said that, there isn't any excuse for this. This to me is just, it's not necessarily an opinion thing. It's just an exposure, and it doesn't make the Washington Post look very good. And frankly, it doesn't make, obviously, all the people that were busted just telling the truth. That's what they say about a gaffe, right? A gaffe is when you accidentally tell the truth. But your thoughts?
Well, no, I don't think this is the Washington Post. I disagree. I've never seen any data that they're, quote, more anti-Semitic Republicans than Democrats.
No, I didn't say that. I said more voting. People, more Democrats, more Jews vote Democratic than vote Republican. That's what I said.
That's true, but certainly protecting the people of Israel, protecting the Jewish people from existential threats, the Republican Party is definitely leading the way on that. So, but as far as I disagree with what you said about doing versus saying, because what these videos are doing is exposing what these teachers are doing in their classrooms. So this is what the liberals are doing. They're trying to indoctrinate and push their worldview on very, very young, vulnerable children. So I disagree with that.
Well, these are isolated examples. Yes, there are, and they're just like there are a lot of, I think it's bad, a lot of these Florida just banned math textbooks because of certain things, which I think is ridiculous. So again, but you're right, there are teachers that are doing it, but those are isolated examples. But those are things that are being said as opposed to policies that can actually affect our democracy. So again, I think it's a false equivalency. But I will say that it does not make the Washington Post look very good, and it certainly does not make a lot of these people that are spewing all this stuff look very good. So we're on the same part on that.